All right, everybody, welcome to this amazing episode of Around the Loop. And today, man, this episode, if you guys have noticed, we're actually here at the Belgian Beaver in Vista. So major shout out to the Belgian Beaver in Vista for letting me host the interview here. Very, very blessed to be able to do that. And while I'm saying, come out and check them out too. Phenomenal food, phenomenal service, and a great atmosphere. So make sure you guys come out at the Belgian Beaver in Vista, downtown Vista location specifically, because there's two actually in Vista.
Yep.
So I almost went to the wrong one. It ain't the wrong one either way, but I mean, hey, come out to the downtown location and let them know that Around the Loop sent y'all. So today I have a very special guest, a native out of Vista, and I have no other than Out the Mud.
Out the
So
mud.
thank you so much for being on the show. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I want to start off with, let's tell the world a little bit about yourself and who you are.
So, I go by the name of Spikes, aka Spikavelli. Born in San Diego, raised in Vista pretty much my whole life. I was raised on the side of Vista, Palo Vista, to be exact. But Vista made me who I am right now. Went through some ups and downs. Went to school in Crestview for elementary school. And middle school, I went to Lincoln Middle School.
Okay.
And then high school, just went to Rancho Buena Vista High School. Then I went to, what's it called, homeschooled pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, Guajome Park Academy.
Oh, wow.
And I'll just go there pick up my packages from my teacher and all that. But then my teacher ended up retiring. So after that, she sent me to a continuation school, which was like down the road, like literally like 2-minute walk from Guajome Park Academy, which is called EOC. And then I was there until I graduated, and then EOC, from all the high schools that I went through, like EOC was way, way different because it was like one teacher for all subjects.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then the crowd, like the people, the students, it was nothing but problems, man. Yeah, and I was like, man, like, my bad.
Yeah, you're good.
I wouldn't even like know the people, and they wouldn't want to start problems with me. Probably because they knew who I was. Because at those times, I was like in party crews and all that.
Okay, I see.
And I was in Taking Over Crew, TOK.
Okay.
And we're just throwing parties and all that. So people would always want to start problems with me and all that. And I'm like, man. So they always hit me up. My friends would always tell me, hey, these people always want to start problems with you. And I'm like, well, hey, man, like, it's only one me and it's like 10 of y'all, man. But hey, I'm never going to back down, But if they really, I always told my people, I was like, if they really want to do something, they will do something.
True.
But hey, luckily nothing ever happened. And I was just there to go to school, finish my stuff, and get out of there, you know,
sir.
like, and thank God it went down like that, So, how I was talking about party crews, all that.
Yes, I want to tap in with that a little bit. So for the folks that are on Around the Loop that haven't heard what a party crew is, can we tell the people what a party crew is?
A party crew is like a group of friends, It's normally the one that brought up the name that controls everything.
Okay.
And he needs to invest in where you're going to throw the party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then back in the days, like, we weren't connected as much. So we would, like, if we go to a different party, we'll talk to the owners.
Okay.
To whoever threw the party, and then just talk to them and tell them, hey, man, like, if you want to, can we throw a party here? And then they'll give us, like, an amount, an estimate, and then we're like, all right, then. Sometimes we'll drive around and look for sale.
I was gonna ask you, so how do you go about scoping, like, what home to actually check out? Like, you were just getting tap into that, or how did you go about, like, oh, I'm gonna reach out to this family here because I like their home. Like, How do you approach them like that without, I guess, scaring them? Or how would you do it back in the day? Because I'm curious. That has changed so much.
No, definitely. I mean, the way we would approach is we would I mean, we'll go to different parties, family parties, and then we'll tell our friends, family, whatever, that through the party, we'll tell them, hey man, can we talk to the owner, blah blah, and we'll tell them like, hey man, like if it's okay, we could bring a party here. We'll bring the DJ, and then it's not we'll always have like security. So
okay, nice.
Always have security, you know, and then that way if things get out of hand, it will get handled, you know.
Good.
But
no, that's good that you even thought about that safety from the get-go, just because not a lot of people actually think about that, to have some sort of safety, some sort of security. Because people are unpredictable, and you can tell them, hey, don't bring this, don't bring that, but there's always one.
That one person, you know. Yeah, so we'll definitely bring that out, you know, and we'll tell them how much they'll charge us, and then it'll all work out, you know. And so luckily, I mean, pretty much everyone that will come to the parties, we will know who they are, you know, because we would throw parties with them before and all that, you know. So luckily, it never got scandalous, but that's the only way. But sometimes throughout the time, like we wouldn't like have a spot to throw a party, so we would go driving around Valley Center.
Yeah.
And
let me ask you about that, because I live out there in that area. So how was that going around Valley Center? Because so much has changed from then and now. Yeah. So how was that?
So it was cool. I mean, it wasn't cool. I mean, it was just like in the middle, you know, like I mean, it would be like just the whole group driving around and, you know, drinking and all that. And we'll see like for sale home and all that. Like we'll just go park the car, because normally it would be like up hills, you know. You know, so we would just park the car underneath, and it would be like dark time, you know. You know, so we'll just park the car at the bottom, check up the house, and normally, since it's a for sale house, like it'll be locked with the lock, you know. But we'll just jump the fence around, and those times they didn't have no doorbell rings, cameras, nothing like that. I'm talking about like 10 years.
Yeah, so much has changed from that. Now it's like you're being monitored at every movement.
Yeah, and every angle, everything, you know. So, I mean, back then it was just easier to do this, you know. So we'll just check it out. We'll check out at least 3 spots, man, and then we'll just pin the address, and then we'll check it out like every other day to see if it's still for sale.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once it was the date to throw the party, we'll just, you know, we'll take out the sign off, and then we'll actually send some people to talk to the neighbors. Sometimes we're like, hey man, we just moved in. If there's some noise complaints, let us know. Here's our number.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. And they would actually call us like something like, "Hey man, like
it was a little too loud."
A little too loud, you know. Hey, don't worry.
That's really nice that they actually went out of their way to do that instead of going directly to the police.
To the police, yeah.
That's
hey, don't get me wrong. We had some occasions like that, you know.
Yeah.
And we would have to like dip out, you know. Like sometimes we didn't even tell the people, and we'll just like, because we would have people looking out down the hills and all that, you know. Once they told us, we're just dipping out, dude. And normally we would have the DJ on top of a truck, you know, and like in the bed.
Okay.
And then just once we heard the call, hey, cops are here, like we just boom. And
smart. That's quick.
And we'll just dip out, man.
DJ
like
on wheels. That's what I'm talking about.
And we'll just dip out, bro, without telling anybody anything. Which it kind of sounds fucked up, but we're like, yo, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, no,
man.
It's understandable.
Yeah, like, you know. And then, yeah, man, like it was just like that, man. And we did that for like 5-8 years, man, like strong.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was all fun and games, you know. We all go through those stages in life, you know.
And so I want to ask, what is like one of the craziest places you've ever thrown a party?
A party? It was in it was actually in Valley Center, bro.
Okay.
And it was in a gated. We actually knew the owner, but the parents ended up moving out, so they still had time to to do whatever they want. So we got to the party, we set up,
Yeah.
and then it was a gated house. So
Mm-hmm.
once everybody was inside the party, we just shut down the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So some I forgot what type of gang showed up, and they came strapped up with AK-47s and all that. They started shooting up in the sky. We're like, oh, what the hell? So we just fucking wrapped it up and shit.
Mm.
And then since it was super crowded, we couldn't go through the gate, you know?
Yeah.
And people were like scared and screaming and all that, you know? And
Shit.
we had security. So, I mean, security was just like, they were in a fight with them, you
Mhm.
know? And luckily nobody, you know, ended up getting hurt, nothing. But yeah, like I had a couple stories too,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
One in Oceanside too,
Oh,
like
let's talk about that a little
in
bit.
Deep Valley, like over there on
Uh-huh.
that side. And we went to a party in by the Deep Valley, and then Pozole showed up,
Okay.
and it was like a family party. It was one of our friends' parties,
Jeez. Okay.
and then
Okay.
so we're having a good time,
Mhm.
and then all you see is just two old OGs, man,
Mhm.
like pulling up to the party with like like bats and all
Mhm.
that, and they're like, "Hey, man, like, whose party is this?" You know? And we're like, "What the fuck?" You know, like, and then they just start smashing
Mhm.
like
That's madre
glass,
and
like
shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
like fucking up everything, man. And we're like, "What the fuck?" So people start getting out the house,
Mhm.
and then once we're like on the street, all you hear is like bah bah, like, and you don't even know where the
Yeah.
shots are coming from. And then my brother
Mhm.
Ivan, he just grabs me and like tells me like, "Hey, go between the cars." So we're like going by the
Mhm.
cars and shit, and then we're like trying to look back. We're like looking back, and we're like, "Yo, where the shots are coming from?" So we went like dug down like between cars, you
Mhm.
know, for like a block away, and then we went to the where our friend parked his car, and he was in there. So we're like, oh man, like, so I called him and he's like, bro, we dipped out, bro. Like, I'm like, dude, like, come over here on this street.
Mhm.
Like, it's cleared, man. Like, just
Mhm.
come back. And he came back and yeah, man, like, that's what it was. And we're like, damn, man, like, I don't even know whatever happened, but we
Mhm.
just, you know, everybody just started
Yeah.
taking off, you know. So I mean, like, there was a lot of crazy stories
Mhm.
too, man. Like, um, another story is when I was in Fallbrook too, man. Like,
Oh, this one's gonna be interesting. Let's talk
yeah,
about that
like
one.
I was in Fallbrook. I was like having fun with my homies and shit, you know,
Mhm.
drinking, smoking. I was like smoking weed at those times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I told my brother and shit, and I was like, hey, man, like I always wear glasses too, like
Mhm.
wherever I go. Since I was like teenager, I was like wearing glasses. So I was like, hey, bro, like I knew I was faded. So I was like, hey, bro, how do I look? And then he's like, nah, te miras bien pendejo and shit. I was like, oh, fuck. He's like, fool, put your glasses back on and shit. I was like, oh, for sure, you know? And then I just go outside and shit. I was like, let me get some air, you know? Like, let me chill out,
Mhm.
relax, sober down a little bit, you know? And then there were some fools, I guess, from Fallbrook.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just chilling, man, like, just like chilling, looking around and
Mhm.
shit. And they come up to me and they're like, hey, fool, why do you have your glasses at night? It's not even, the sun is not even out,
Mhm.
nothing. And I was like, man, like, I was like, 'cause I feel like it, bro. I was like, what do you mean?
Mhm.
Like, I can't wear glasses or what? And then some other fool behind the fool that was like hitting
Mhm.
me up, he's like, hey, man, like, you know who you talking to like that? You know where you at? And I was like, man, I was like looking around. I was like,
Yeah.
Fallbrook, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, dog, recognize that shit. And I was like, hey, bro, I don't want no problem with this shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just here catching some fucking air, bro.
Mhm.
Like, and then my brother ends up coming out
Mhm.
outside with some other homies and shit, and they're like, "Hey, yo, Hector, like, what's going on, man?" And I was like, "Nothing's going on, man."
Mhm.
Like, and then the fools from Fallbrook, they're like, "Hey, man, like your brother, like this your brother?" To my brother, you know,
Mhm.
like he was, and he's like, "Yeah." he's like, yo, he's being disrespectful to us, you know, like he better recognize who he's talking to. And I'm like, man, I was like, hey, bro, to be honest, we don't want no problems. We just came here to party and have some fun and shit, you know. And then one of my friends that was drunk, he just fucking throws a tall can at their face. Boom. So
there you go.
my brother fucking grabs me and shit. And then we just fucking dipped out. And when I was like leaving and shit, all you hear is like, get the fool with the glasses. Get the fool with the glasses.
Some punk ass shit.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck,
I didn't need shit.
Yeah, bro.
You're like, I'm just standing there. What the
for
fuck?
reals, you know? It's like, and you know, my brother, once we got to the car, my brother's like, fool, what the fuck happened? I was like, bro, I was just getting some air, like I told you. And these fools hit me up and tripping on me about my glasses. Like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, damn. And then technically, once we were dipping out, like, I saw a car behind us because we were like driving fast, bro, trying to come back to Vista and shit. And then all I seen a car like following us and shit, somebody hanging out the window and shit. And they were pretty much pointing a gun at us and shit. And I was like, fuck, bro. Like, and once we hit Vista, they just turned around and left.
Yeah, that's how they know better. And you had to stay lines. You had batteries.
You know, and then we just met up with some friends, and everybody was like, yo, what's going on, man? What happened over there? Like, and we're like, man, they were just tripping about my glasses, man. Like, and that makes me think, like, man, like, when I was younger, like, I'll leave my house not knowing what to expect, you know? And I'm like,
that's the innocence of you. That's the thing. That's the innocence of you, is you weren't thinking about, oh, I got to worry about X, Y, and Z. I got to worry about how I walk, how I dress. Like, you were just being you.
Yeah.
And that's the genuine side of you that you're portraying right there. It's just you. It was being you. You weren't out there trying to act hard. No, it's just you. So the fact that, you know, people, it's wild how some folks get riled up over just you look a certain way and they just want to test, like, for no fucking reason.
Exactly. So I was like, man, I was like, damn. I was like, I'm still going to wear my glasses, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah, rock them.
Regardless of what anybody,
100%.
you know, has to say. I was like, man, I'm just going to rock them and shit, you know? My brother's like, nah, bro, like, it brings attention. I was like, man, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be myself. At the end of the day, you know, like, I'm not going to have anybody, like, make me change who I am, how I dress.
Yeah, just one experience shouldn't. No, if it's you, it's who you are. It's
exactly.
It's a genuine you, and that's you shouldn't have to at all.
Yeah, so I was like, man, but seeing all the commotion and shit, you know, I was like, man, that shit was crazy. We were just laughing about it at the next day, you know, and you know, the homie that threw the tall can to one of the fools and shit, his name is Junior, you know, and I was like, bro, like, he's a boxer, so it was nothing to him, bro, like. He stayed there and he fought like 3 fools and shit. His brother did too. And, you know, I always had like people were like, you know, had my back too, you know.
That's good.
Like,
that's solid right there.
You know, but I mean, I'm short, but I was like a little shorter back then too, you know. So I was like, man, like, and I was never drama and like looking for drama, like nothing like that. So I was like, man, like that shit was not even my shit, dude. Like,
it just came towards you.
Yeah, it
no
just
fucking
came
reason.
towards me and shit. And I was like, dude, what the hell? You know, but it's so shit weird. Like that would happen a lot, dude. Yeah. But it was a couple times, you know, like there was drama, but normally it was just, you know, having fun with your people, with your friends, you know. Yeah. And yeah, man, get to know people too, you know, like so it was like that. I mean, I could say I had a good time, you know. The person that got me into that, like the party cruise and shit.
That's what I want to ask. Who was that inspiration? Who got you into that?
It was my friend, 2 of my friends, Rene and Vicente. He would go by Vanish, and he was one of the DJs that we would have like DJing on the bed of the truck. You know, so he's the one that actually put me on game and shit. Like normally, like I'll spend a night at his pad and shit, and just fucking. We'll throw parties at his house too. His parents were like super chill, you know. But we'll just tell everyone, hey, respect the pad. If you get sloppy drunk, you know, like you're gonna get kicked out. You're gonna get no warnings, nothing like that. You're getting kicked out, you know. If you come with people, they're getting kicked out too, you know. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I did that for a couple years, so it was not bad. It brought me a lot of experience in life, and I was like, man, like I gotta make some changes. When I was like in my 20s, like barely 20. Once I turned 20, I was like, yeah, I can't be hanging around with the same people, you know.
So what experience? What was the I guess that moment that you realized you're like, you know what? Yeah, I gotta make that change. Like, can't be doing
Um,
this shit no more.
it's I
Uh-huh.
had one of my friends from San Pascual, Risky man. I was like his right hand man, and we're doing a lot of crazy shit, man. Uh, talking about like he's the one that introduced me to doing home invasions, getting inside cars, you
Yeah.
know, doing all that shit. And he's the first one that got me my first strap, you know, and rolling with him. Cause once I started like stop hanging out with the party crews, I was hanging out with him more.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like all the things that we would do, I was like, dude, like if I don't stop this right now, like, but I was still partying, you know.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
partying and hanging out with him. I'll bring him to the parties with me, you know. And I was like, bro, if I don't stop this right now, like I'm gonna end up dead or in jail, man.
True.
And I was like, and he ended up getting locked up because he shot somebody in the leg, and he was already in the run. So, and while he was in the run, I was kind of in the run with him too, because I
Yeah,
was
that
hanging
doesn't
out.
help. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and I was
see.
like, you know, I was like, man, like I don't want to end up in jail, you know. Like I was like, fuck this, you know. And I told homie Risky, I was like, hey, bro, like I can't, like don't take it disrespectful, the wrong way, but I can't kick it no more, man. Like I really want to do something with my life, you know, and hanging out with
Yeah.
you and doing all these crazy shit, like it's not gonna take me anywhere, bro. Like, and he understood, you know, he was already on the run. He's like, yo, you know what, like,
Yeah.
first of all, like I shouldn't not have you here, man, you know. So
That's okay. No,
yes,
no, no, I see that because it's like for him not to react in such a negative way and he reacted in a positive way.
right,
He knew the consequences. He knew what
yeah,
you were going through and what y'all were doing.
right.
And that's a good friend. That's a real
No,
solid
yeah,
person
no,
right
he
there
was
because he
solid,
knew.
100%, man.
And
Like
that's
he
good that
was,
you wanted to grow and prosper, and that's respect because you can still you love your homie from a distance.
right, right,
Sometimes it's okay to be like, you know what, hey, I can't be around you. I got a lot of love for you, and I still will, but I
right,
gotta do it from a distance now,
right, yeah,
and that makes sense.
yeah. So,
Mhm.
so I did my thing,
Mhm.
you know. I was like calling him, texting him whenever I got the chance, and then one of my one time like he wouldn't call back,
Mhm.
he wouldn't answer my calls, text back, and I was like, I called one of the other homies, and I was like, hey, bro, what's up with the Risky, man? He's
Mhm.
like, hey, man, like you haven't heard? I was like, nah. He's like, yeah, he got caught, man. Like since he was already in the run, you know, like.
Mhm.
And I was like, fuck, dude, like if you could get me his number or his address where he's at, because I wanted to get a hold of him, you know, like just to check up on him and see if he needs anything. And then eventually he ended up getting a phone number
Mhm.
because he ended up buying a phone inside.
Mhm.
And then yeah, I got a hold of him and I was like, hey man, how you doing there, bro? And
Yeah.
he's like, hey man, like I'm just trying to keep my head up, you know, like couple squabbles here and there, you know, but you know, and I was like, hey, if you need anything, don't hesitate, let me know,
Yeah.
bro. Like I'll send you some money for food, books,
Mhm.
whatever, man. So yeah, man, after that, like
Was he a tribal member from SP?
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So he had San Pascual right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Nah, I know I knew a few folks from out there. They're great people. They really
yeah,
are.
no, definitely, man. I met his family too, great people, man.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, man, like he's the reason why I kind of like redirected my life where I was trying, you know, from what I was doing to trying to do it positive and,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
so I was like, man, like, I mean, I think I would always thank him, man, like, hey,
Mhm.
man, like, this experience was cool and all that, you know. But I mean, you made me like realize life in a perspective like that I never thought I was gonna see. You know, I was like, man, cause we went through a lot of crazy shit, bro. You know, and yeah, cool guy, man. Like I'm always gonna remember him, man. Like, cause he made me like from a kid to pretty much man. You know, I was like, man, like shit, and he always had my back. I had his back, regardless of the situation and shit. You know, but yeah, man, like. If you see this risky, like hit me up again, man. It's been a long time, you know.
It really has been.
It's been like
That's a
over
blessing.
10, nah, probably like 15 years, 10 years,
Oh
man.
wow.
Yeah, that I haven't heard from him, man. But hope you're doing good, my boy.
Yeah. Hopefully
you know?
this episode does reach out to you and you get to see this, because
Exactly.
this will be on all platforms. So
Yeah.
either way, it'll be on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, you name it. There's a way that he'll be able to see it.
Exactly.
I guarantee that.
Exactly, man.
All right, so it's been a minute since you've seen your boy. So I want to ask, from that lifestyle where your lifestyle started shifting, what did you start doing at that point?
Start looking for a job, man. You know, trying to look for 95 and shit. You know, staying positive, getting legit money, man, not dirty money no more. You know, so
that's nice.
yeah. So I was like, I went and through the agencies, applying and all that. You know, so me and my friends will start going to agencies all together. You know, and then they ended up calling me, and then for a job in Vista. So I was like, yeah, man, I'll take it, man. Whatever, you know, whatever it is. And with that job that they called me is where I'm still working at right now, bro. Yes. So at that time it was called J&D Laboratories, you know. And then I was working. My first position was working in the what was it called? Where you polish the soft gels and all that.
Okay.
So I went there. They told me straight up, man. Like they're like, "Hey, man, you're not sensitive or allergic to like fish and all that." And I was like, "Nah, man. Like I'll take it, man. Like whatever it is. Like you know, like I'm trying to get paid now. Like you know." And those times, man, it was like probably like 13, 14 hours.
Yeah,
hour,
it was. You know? It's so different from now.
Yeah, like and I was like, yeah, man, I'll take it. Like I never had like a legit check, you know. So every time like I was like, yeah, I was like, hell yeah, like you know, it feels good, you know, like. And then little by little, when I was there, like I was in that department and polishing for like I'll say like 3 to 4 years.
Oh wow.
And then they sent me to coating.
Okay.
And coating is like we do a coating for the pills, which is only fish oil pills. And the machine is like, it looks like a dryer, bro. Like
it's massive.
Yeah, it's massive, bro. Like a big dryer machine, and then has like 4 spray guns and shit. And then, but we have to do the solution of the spray, you know. We have to do the mix and all that. And then that was actually one of like the funnest departments that I thought it was at that time. And then I was doing that for like 2 years, and then the supervisor right there at that time, he was like, "Hey man, like just stick around, like I'll make you a lead." But I was like it was kind of hard work too, you know. I was like, I could do this for much time, but I was like, man, like I might have to go somewhere else, like to a different department, man, because it was kind of hard, man, cleaning those machines with the solution and all that. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna start talking to another supervisor at the warehouse doing shipping and receiving, loading up the semi truck. So I ended up talking to the supervisor over there, and then he's like, "Yeah, man, just apply, and then you'll get it, man. Just be patient for it, you know."
Yeah.
So I just applied for it, and the next 2 weeks, they call me and they're like, "Hey, man, you still interested in this position?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll take it," you know. They gave me a raise too, and I was like, "Cool," you know. So I had to do my forklift license and do the test for all that.
There we go.
Okay. So I was like, "Cool, man." So I did that, and then I was loading up the semi trucks, sometimes it'll be like busy. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
it'll be like not busy, and I'm like, fuck, dude. I was like, man.
And what are like so when deliveries came, was it twice a week, once a week? Was it early in the morning deliveries or late at night? How was that?
Um, Normally it'll be like for me since I was
Mm-hmm.
in first shift,
Okay.
I'll do mornings,
Uh-huh.
but technically it's 3 shifts right there, so it's 24 hours, bro. So I'll just go to my supervisor's desk, and then he already have like the papers of what needs to be out
Okay.
on what time, what day, and
Mm-hmm.
all that. So I'll go to the warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would have to look for the pallets, wrap them up with plastic. And at that time, we didn't have a machine to wrap up the plastic
Oh, you had
pallets.
to do it by hand.
Yeah, my hand,
Yeah.
bro. I was like, oh man. I was like,
That's before they had the little spinner thing. Well, it'll
yeah.
start spinning.
And then
Yeah.
later on, through like 3 years later, they ended up getting that, you
Yeah.
know?
You're like, fuck.
I was like, where was this when I started? You know, I was like,
Yeah, you're just
fuck.
running around in circles the
Yeah, and I
entire
was
time.
like, when I was learning, I was like getting dizzy, bro. Like I was like, I'll take a break, but I was like, God damn, man. I was
So
like,
what's the trick to not getting dizzy when you're doing that by hand? There's got to be a trick to it.
no, yeah, definitely, bro. Like people usually go like clockwise.
Uh-huh.
You have to do it the other like
Counterclockwise.
yeah,
Okay.
counterclockwise, bro. Yeah, and
Interesting.
so I was like, man, like, cause I was like telling my boss, like, man, like, dude, like, I be getting dizzy, man. Like, I know, like, there gotta be something for me not to get dizzy. And he's like, yeah,
Mhm.
man, like, how you doing? And I told him, and he told me the same thing. I was like, well, like, and I tried it, and it fucking worked, dude. Yeah. But now they ended up getting the machines, and yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
just pretty
all
quick. It does it
quick,
rapid. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, cool, man. I was like, hell yeah. So I did that for a couple years,
Uh-huh.
bro, and then my bad. I ended up like I always like I can't be in the same spot, you know.
Okay, I see.
So I was like, man, like I want to try something different, you
Mhm.
know. So I talked to my boss,
Mhm.
and then he told me nothing was available at that time. So I was like, all right then. And then I was just walking around the warehouse when it was like a slow day, man.
Yeah.
And then one of the supervisors from the machining department where they actually make the soft gels.
Mhm.
He's like, hey man, like what are you doing right now? And I was like, oh man, I'm just checking out like the next day's production that needs to get shipped out, you know? And
Mhm.
then he's like, are you guys slow right now? I was like, yeah, man, like I'm just waiting for the afternoon semi truck to come and pick up the the material. And he's
Mhm.
like, hey man, like we need some help. We're short on staff right now. Like, if I talk to your boss right now, like you be interested? And I was like, well, what do you guys do? And you know, it's like
Yeah.
he's like, hey man, we just make the soft gels in the machines, you know? And I was like, well, if you're the one training me, I'm all
I
in.
bet. Yeah.
He's like, all right then, man, give me like 10, 15 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and I'll get back to you. Just wait right here, you know?
Okay.
So I was just waiting, and then he's like, hey, you got the green light, let's go. And I was
Oh
like,
shit.
cool. I was like, all right then. And he showed me, and I was like, I was tripping out how everything was like set up
Mhm.
and the process and all that. And I was like, shit, dude, like, cause it's a big machine too, man. And then you got like 3, 5 baskets
Oh,
where
shit.
they get like, cause they the pills come out like oily,
Yes.
and then they go through some baskets too,
Uh-huh.
and then the baskets they have some towels and or some
Okay.
rags and shit, you know, so they don't come out too oily. Cause
Interesting.
so the
Okay.
process is they make like I'm gonna kind of paint it out for you.
Yeah. So just people. Yeah, this is cool though. I
Yeah,
like this.
so it's like a big machine.
Uh-huh.
You got like the hopper where the nutrient is at,
Okay.
and then it's like a hose,
Mhm.
like a plastic hose
Mhm.
that connects to the hopper to upstairs. The ceiling has like 2 holes in every machine.
Okay.
So the hose goes
Yeah.
inside the hole,
Uh-huh.
and then you have a receiver that contains the nutrition,
Yes.
and then um, you got your gelatin boxes,
Uh-huh.
And everything like gelatin boxes has like temperatures, right?
Okay, okay.
And then everything is like temperature is a balance.
Mm-hmm.
So the gelatin hose is the kind of the same thing as the nutrient hose, but it's gelatin, right?
Yes.
So it connects to like a long hose to it's like a metal like Y. It looks like a Y, like, and the gel goes down to two other hoses
Mm-hmm.
that connects to the gelatin boxes,
Okay.
and then from there
Mm-hmm.
the gelatin boxes the gel goes down, and then it goes to some drums
Oh,
that
shit.
rotates. The drums just they stay
Yeah,
rotating,
yeah.
and then technically you're supposed to grab the gel,
Okay.
and then you have some um what is it called, some lubricant rollers,
Mm-hmm.
because they're supposed to be staying lubricant
Yeah, yeah.
with some mineral oil.
Okay.
That way you grab the oil and it's like like four lubricant rollers and
Mm-hmm.
shit, and you gotta put, so it's like one lubricant roller, two is like on top of each other, you
Okay,
know.
okay. I'm
You
seeing
gotta
it.
you gotta put one
Mm-hmm.
underneath, one on top, one underneath, one on top, and then it goes to your dies. The dies, they have like different sizes, which are
Okay.
oval, um, oblong,
Oh shit.
and then you got heart, and then you got rounds, and each product has different
Ah.
sizes too. So you got like 20 oblong, 5
I
oval.
didn't know they had separate names. Like I thought it was just spill. Oh, okay,
Yeah, no,
that was
yes.
cool.
That's
Okay.
why they have different sizes of pills.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got some small,
Mm-hmm.
like long, and yeah, like yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
So
there was categories like that.
yeah, so from there, like you have a wedge.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a wedge. It keeps temperature. It's what seals the soft gel.
Okay.
It seals it up, and then you got the dies that makes the shape of
Mm-hmm.
it, and then so it goes down. Then you got some stripper rollers that once the pills are being made,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of like takes them off from the gelatin, you know, and then from there it goes to some uh it's like a air compressor,
Okay.
and it sucks. It goes, the air compressor goes connected to a tube,
Mm-hmm.
another tube, and it shoots them out in the baskets, and then the baskets they have to have like towel soap, because there's a bunch of oil that come, you know, fresh made,
I see.
and they're soft too. The
Okay.
pills they're like super soft.
Mm-hmm.
So once they go, they stay in the baskets for like 3-4 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have like a discharge bin where the pills come out from,
Okay.
because there's like 4 or 5 baskets, and then on the last basket they start coming out to a discharge bin,
Okay.
and then we have like a scooper, and then some trays, and then we have like uh, so it's the trays, and then it's like the shit, what is it called? Fuck. um, it's like the base of the trays,
Okay. Okay.
you know, and then so we gotta put like piece of paper on
Uh-huh.
top of the tray. You scoop some out, and you can't put it like a lot. You can't over like be on
Okay.
top of each other because
I
they're gonna
got you.
get deformed, you know. And then once you spread them out, like you have to
Mhm.
inspect them too, you know. You can't just spread them. You have to inspect them, make sure in case they're leaking or deformed and shit, you
Okay.
know. You take them out, but if they're leaking, you want to check in the front of the machine, and to not make any more leakers, you know,
Okay.
because
Okay.
everything is like it's like a balance, because
Yeah.
your gelatin is super hot, you
Mhm.
know, and then it's like at 75 degrees, you know, upstairs, and then you got your gel boxes. They gotta
Mhm.
be like to 70 to 80 degrees too,
Okay.
and then your your drums always gotta be cold, you know, so it keeps it cold too, and
Mhm.
then your wedge too. Your wedge, if your gel's like at a 80-degree temperature,
Yeah.
keep it like at a 35-degree
Okay.
temperature,
Okay.
you know, because if you have it too cold, your gel and your wedge too is gonna start leaking, and if you have it too hot, your pills are gonna come out like a little squishy, because it kind of fucking makes the gel too soft,
Mhm.
and it messes up the viscosity of the gelatin, you know.
Got
So
you.
everything is like a balance, bro. It's like kind of like science type shit.
No, it is, because you really got to be precise with it.
Yeah.
One minor mistake is gonna ruin a whole batch.
Yeah.
Have you had situations like that happen to you?
Oh yeah,
or
definitely.
Have you seen it in others? Like,
no, yeah, I've done it myself. I've seen it in others. Like when I was starting, I was making every mistake. Like, and my boss like, hey Hector, like, don't worry, man, because I was like, because from the warehouse, I ended up staying there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I ended up staying there, and then you know, they gave me another raise for staying there, and then so I told the boss, I was like, his name is Fidal, and then he's Salvadorian, so he was like, he was on it, bro. Like he was like, he's not too strict. He was like cool with me, but I'll see like with other people, he was like hella strict. But with me, like I was like cool. Like he was showing me everything that he knew and shit. And then we had a lead named Marcos, and then like he was training me and all that too. And then I was like, I was getting sent by different operators to train me too. And then because you know like everybody works different, right?
Exactly.
So you know, like I was just getting trained by different people and all that. So I was like, cool, you know, like getting to meet the people and all that, like, and then so I'll definitely make every mistake, bro. And then like at one point I was like, man, like I gotta fucking learn this shit. If I don't learn this shit in the next year or something, I'm gonna have to like move out, you know, like I was
find
like,
something else.
Yeah, find something else. But me puse las pilas.
That's good.
And then I started learning and asking questions, and then, but next year, man, I was like, so you got like Tech 1s, Tech 2s. I was already a Tech 2 already, and I was like,
That's
cool,
good.
yeah. And I was like, be on top of my shit, and then yeah, man, I was there like for like 5 years, bro, right there, and then I ended up, you know, I met my baby mama and all that, and then you know, we were dating and all that, and I was still working there. And then, yeah, man, like, we ended up, like, I ended up moving in with her, and I was, like, probably, like, 22 years old at that time. No, I was actually, like, 25 when I moved in with her. I was, like, 23 when I met her and shit. And then, I ended up, she always lived in Oceanside, so I was driving from Oceanside to Vista and shit, to my work and shit. And then, yeah, man, like it was, I mean, I'm still there. Like I ended up going to third shift like 3 years ago. No, not 3 years ago. Probably like, no, yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah.
That's grave, huh?
Yeah, graveyard shift, bro. That shit took me a fucking minute, bro. Like it took me like probably like 7 months, 8 months to fucking like balance and get used to that.
Because it changed your whole lifestyle.
Yeah, it does,
you become
bro.
a night person now.
Yeah, I mean the only reason I went through that is because, you know, my son ended up going to school. He started school at an age of 3.
Wow.
Super young, bro. You know, because his mom, she's a teacher too. So she's like, hey man, my bad. It's a good time right now for him to start school. And I was like, cool, yeah, let's do it, you know.
Yeah.
And then at that time, me and his mom, we split up. We weren't together no more. So I was like, man, like I can't. My parents work in the daytime, and then I'll work in the daytime. He's gonna start school. Like I wouldn't have nobody else to, you know, like in my days, like I wouldn't have nobody to pick him up or drop him off at school. And I didn't want to put that on my baby mama, you know, because at the end of the day, that's my pedo, you know. Like I gotta fucking,
true,
you know, figure it out, you know. So I was like, man, like, I was like, third shift, like, fuck, like I don't want to do third shift, but that's the only choice I got, you know. So I talked to my boss, and he's like, yeah, man, like they're actually looking for people. And then, so he talked to his boss, and then the next day he comes and tells me like, hey man, like you still interested on going to third shift? I was like, well yeah man, I gotta do it, man, like cause I don't got nobody else to take my son or pick him up from school. That was my only
concern, yeah.
You know, like you know. And he's like, you know what, like they do, but it comes with the promotion, you know. Like I was like, well, what is it or what? He's like, well, it's called a crib operator, which you fix the machines, and then you take them apart, you put them back apart, you wash the machines too. And I was like, shit, I'm down, man. He's like, does it come with like a raise too? He's like, yeah, man.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah, they gave me a fat ass raise, bro. Like that was like one of
You're like,
the
okay,
big raise.
yeah. Then that kind of motivated you
Yeah,
to
and
do more. You're like, fuck
I was like,
yeah.
fuck it, dude.
Órale.
That
That's
shit
what I'm
was
talking
like
about.
$5, bro.
That's a big difference for the folks
Yeah,
that don't understand. $5
yeah,
makes a fucking
yeah,
day and night.
yeah. I was like, fuck it,
Shit.
dude. I was like, I'll take it, man. But it took me like a while to fucking, from the daytime to the nighttime and all that. Like, I remember like taking my son to school and I haven't slept or anything, like, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, fuck, dude, like, tired as
All
fuck.
cruel and shit.
No, not even
Well,
cruel.
not that. It's just you're all crusty out because you're tired.
Tired,
Yeah, it's
like,
just that tiredness.
yeah, I was like, man, like, I was like, fuck, dude, like, my eyes want to shut down. But I was like, man, I'll put the music up, the windows down, and I'm still like,
yeah.
but I still, bro, I'm like, damn, man, I was like, I can't be like, do I really want to do this? I was like, I was having second thoughts about that shit, but I was like, fuck, dude, I can't go back because I gotta fucking do this.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning, I couldn't even sleep in the daytime, bro. I was like, I tried it and I couldn't, bro. I was like, fuck. But eventually, throughout the times and shit, like I ended up putting everything, my schedule, my sleeping schedule to work out and shit. And then yeah, bro, like everything worked out. But it took me like 7 months, bro. Yeah, but I mean, luckily everything turned out good. I'm still doing that, and yeah, man, cannot fucking look back from here, But I mean, once my son gets older, I do want to go back to first shift, It's like, shit, like, it's like I miss the daytime, like having the afternoon and the nighttime, like a normal
changes,
person, like
it changes it's a whole different lifestyle for folks that don't understand because I've worked the night shift too, and it's a different lifestyle. It really is. You see life. The world's a little quieter at night. It's different.
Yeah, it's
different. But to be able to come back to do that, I'm I pray for that. I root for you on that, and it's gonna happen. So I want to ask, when did the clothing start? So let's talk about that. Where did this actually start?
So ever since I was in high school, man, like I was always doing graphic designs. When I was doing graphic designs since like freshman year.
Okay.
And then I was the one doing the flyers for the party crews and all that,
nice.
know. And then after that, one of my homies, he was a photographer, and he was doing edits. And I was like, man, like, what software do you use, man? Because he would make them flashy and all that. And I was like, he would take pictures of models and all that, like fix them up. And I was like, I'm trying to get to your level, bro.
Yeah.
Like, like, what do you use? And he's like, Photoshop. I was like, dude, like, where can I get it for free? Because at those times, it was easy to hack any software.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, he's like, Photoshop. And I was like, doing my research, going on YouTube, how to hack Photoshop. And boom, like, I got it. And then it was completely different from the other software that I was using. So I was like,
you had to relearn everything.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, dude. And I told my homie that told me about Photoshop. His name is Ivan Soto. So I was like, hey, man, like, where do you stay at, bro? Like, cause I need some guidance. Like, I'm still like learning this shit through Photoshop. I mean, through the YouTube, but it's not like I gotta be there, like.
Yeah, you gotta be a hands-on learner.
Hands-on learner,
Okay.
So he's like, hey, man, like, I stay in Vista. Like, you're more welcome to come to my pad and I'll show you what I know. So I was going to his house like probably like 3 times a week.
Okay.
And then in the next like month, I pretty much knew everything that he knew, Wow. And then I was just doing the flyers, editing pictures too. Some homies that were rapping at that time, I'll fix up their album cover. And then I was doing graphic designs for like probably in high school like 4 years.
Okay.
And then I stopped for a minute. I don't even know why. Maybe I was just like out with the homies too much,
Mm-hmm.
getting distracted, you know.
It happens.
And then from there, like I went back to it because I was like, nah, like I'm always going back and forward and shit, you know, with the hobby that I want to do. But I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I always check myself, you know. I'm like, dude, like you fucking up. You gotta get back to your routine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll say when I was with my baby mama,
Mm-hmm.
I told her like what I was planning on doing. Like, hey, like I have Photoshop, like, and when I was with her, I wasn't even like doing no graphic designs neither, cause I just put everything to the side and I was like, I'm a family man, you know.
Okay.
She already had a son when I met her,
Mm-hmm.
so I was kind of like a stepdad,
Mm-hmm.
and then so I was just a family man. But I left my laptop and everything at my mom's house
Okay.
in Vista, so I told her I was like, hey man, like I want to get back to my graphic designs. I want to start a clothing brand.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Oh well, we don't have no space here." Like, I was like, "We could buy a little fucking furniture or anything like a little desk, you know."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "I'll think about it, you know." And every time I bring it up, it was pretty much I'll think about it. So I was like, "Man, like, whatever. Like, I'm just gonna maybe in the future, maybe once we get a house or something, you know."
Mm-hmm.
And then, but we ended up splitting up. Um, Once we split up,
Yeah.
my son was like, it was a couple months, bro. Probably like 9 months, almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was going through a lot of shit once me and her split up. Um, it took me like another year for me to recover from everything that I was going through. And I was like, man, I need to fucking do something, bro, like with my graphic designs. And then my laptop ended up fucking up without me knowing because I wasn't using it too much.
Okay, that makes sense.
So like I just had it right there underneath my bed and shit, and I was like, I turn it on and like it'll work, and then
Mm-hmm.
the screen would turn black,
Just crash out. Okay.
crash out, you know. And I
Yeah.
was like, fuck. So I was like, I'll do some designs, and then like I would have to save it like every time,
Yeah,
bro, like
real quick
because they'll
too.
crash out, you know. And I was like, man, like, and then I was doing some designs and shit, like, and I was like, man, I gotta think about a name.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with like 5 names and shit, you know.
Okay.
So the first one was out the door.
Okay.
The original was like out the door since I was
On the
like
record there. Okay.
I was doing like you know how I told home invasions and all that
Of
shit. I was
course.
like, you know, the logo was like a door open and
Mm-hmm.
like a guy like running
Running out.
outside and
Yeah,
shit
running
with the
out the
bag
exit.
or
Yeah.
you know, and with the ski mask and shit, bro. And
Okay.
so that was one of them. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other one, since I was raised in Vista, I was like, I want to do something for the city, you know,
Yeah.
like
Pay homage.
the
I see.
homage and shit, you know. So it was Vista's Players Club,
Okay.
and then the other one was like something with legacies,
Uh-huh.
and then chasing chasing papers, some shit like
Okay, okay.
that. I came with like five with them, and then I made logos,
Uh-huh.
and then I ran it up to like 3, and then it was like out the door, bag chaser, and then Vista's Players Club.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, man, like I have to round it to 1. So I was like, I like Vista's Players Club, but if I want to go worldwide, I gotta have a different name, not just
True.
Vista, you know. So I took that out. Bag Chaser, it's like I kind of stick to those two,
Yeah.
and I was making more logos,
Uh-huh.
just trying to find the right one, you know. And then one time I just fucking I was like I was drinking and talking and doing some designs, you know, and then it just I don't know why, but in my mind I was like out the mud. And I was like, and I didn't even pay attention to it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just on the zone, you know.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I was like, all right, let me look through my stuff again. And then I was like, dude, out the mud. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, that shit came. It sounds nice, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, it's actually like better than out the door and shit, you know. I was like, man, like to me, like out the mud is like getting out the struggle, you know,
Yep.
making
Coming
it
from
out
the
the struggle,
from the
like you,
bottom up.
yeah,
Yes,
you know, like
sir.
you don't want to like get stuck, You know, like
Yeah, because you can get stuck in those muddy waters. That's
yeah,
true.
like you don't want to be stuck. You gotta make it out to be successful. You know, and stay creative. Like get money.
True.
You know,
be hungry for it.
Yeah, be hungry for it. You know, so I was like, man, like out the mud, bro. I was like, this the one, man. Like, and I started making logos for Out the Mud. You know, and from there, man, I was like, I just ran with Out the Mud, and I was like, and I was showing my friends like the logos and shit, and they're like, dude, like, and they know my process, bro. Like,
so when was it? When officially did Out the Mud? When was it actually like official?
Official, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, bro. Like, I was like, dude, like, I have the logo. I have a couple designs already made. I was doing some research on people that do screen prints. And then I hit up like 2 or 3 guys and shit. And then I was trying to start with like 10 shirts, bro. But a lot of them were like, nah, we do 15 or 20
Yeah, it has to be
shirts
like bulk,
up, you know? And I was like, fuck, dude. I was like,
risk.
I gotta save up right now, you know? And I started saving up. It took me like a month and a half, 2 months. And then I got like 25 shirts done. And then at that, I got one of my boys that does my screen prints right now, Louis, from Garage Prints.
Oh,
he's a Vista.
Make sure you guys
resident.
tap in too. Tap in with Garage Prints.
Yeah, Garage Prints, Louis, man.
Louis,
like,
let's go. I have to get him on the show too, actually.
No, yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely, bro. He has like, a lot of stories. He's a great person, bro. Like, and so once I hit him up, I show him my designs, and then he just made it happen, bro. Like, in the next like 3 weeks, like he's like, yo, I got your shirts done. Let's meet up. We met up at Slick's liquor store.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hell yeah. Like, I was excited, bro. I was like, hell yeah. The first drop and shit, bro. I was like, boom. I picked them up. I checked them out. I was like, bro, this is fucking nice. This is badass, bro. I was like, bro, like, you just made my fucking vision and reality, bro. Like, I was super excited, bro. Like, he's like, yeah, man. Like, so that was my first drop, bro. And then after that, I was like, because I was just sending them like that, bro. Like, I would just send messages and shit, and then I'll post a video of my shirts, and then I'm like, yo, hit me up. I got all different sizes, you know. Let me know what size you need, you know. And then my fucking DMs were like flooding, bro. I was like,
what's your most average size that you go through nowadays? Like, because there's a range, because you can't just have like 20 X, Y, and Z's and just have equal amount of everything, because it doesn't always sell out like that.
No,
sometimes you're left with 40 smalls that'll never get pushed
out.
No,
yeah, definitely smalls. Yeah, I try not to. I get like smalls. I get like probably like 5 or 8, bro.
Okay.
Like, but normally what I sell is like large XLs, 2XLs. You know, because I'm always left off with like smalls, bro. You know, so
it happens a lot.
That's the least I could get of shirts, bro. Small, bro. You know, because we're all like, you know,
True.
I mean, we're all, you know, grown ups.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, and I'm a large myself, bro. So I'm like, fuck it, dude. Like, so the most I get is like large XLs, even 2XLs. I got tall homies too,
true,
bro.
true.
You know, like.
And I was gonna ask you, do you also have clothing for big and tall folks too as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. Right now I'm working on for girls, bro.
Oh, nice.
Cause I'm all men's right now, bro. But
so you want to branch off? That's
bro.
amazing.
Yeah, like branch off. Like I want to do like slippers. I want to do fucking keychains. I want to have a little bit of everything, bro. You know.
I like the diversity. That's
nice. Like, so I want to have everything. Like, eventually later on, like it'll be nice to have my own shop, bro. You know.
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal.
And do you have a place in mind in this beloved city, or where do you have like kind of vision where you kind of want to see yourself?
I mean, it'll be nice like right here in Vista, bro. Like, especially here in Vista, or even Oceanside. just anywhere where I can, like, you know, find a good spot. But I mean, I grew up here in Vista, so I would love to
Be here,
be here,
yeah.
you know.
That'd
But
be awesome.
eventually, throughout the time, you know, like if everything goes out as planned, like I want to be like around North County, you know, San Diego, LA.
See you having shops from here to Vegas too. I can see you having a
Yeah,
shop in Vegas too.
Vegas, like even New York, bro.
New
the
York,
East
from the
Coast
west to the east,
to the
ain't you
east,
gonna
you
miss
know?
out. Even the Midwest too.
Huh? Yeah,
We'll get that love too.
definitely,
I can
bro.
see you branching out to
No,
being
yeah.
nationwide, even worldwide. Having
Worldwide,
shops
yeah.
in the UK, and anything's possible. That's the beauty of social media. That's the beauty of networking and connecting with one another.
Exactly.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
So especially on this episode, like people are gonna be able to see this. The fans of the UK, like if you guys are watching this, I'm telling you, get tap in and order your merch, and we can maybe set something up and have out there too. Out the mud in the UK, that'd be dope.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I mean, I have homies like in Colorado, and I'll ship them my clothes, bro. You know, like in Vegas too.
Yes,
actually, just right there, right now, bro. But I'm like, eventually, I'm also working on my website. People have been telling me, "Yo, get on your website."
That's hard, but it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So I'm like, damn, it's a lot of work. But I'm like, I need to get it done. You know.
Yes, sir.
I need to get it done. I need to get it done.
Well, that's amazing. And so I wanted to ask you, like, where can people catch you at? Is it at events? Are you at a local farmer's market? Or is it like tap in with my Instagram to make sure you can follow me and see where I'm going to pop up?
So I'm in Instagram, just Instagram for right now.
Okay.
It's at Out the Mud, OUTDAMUD.
I'll put it right there.
Spikavelli, SPIKIVILLI. Yeah, I mean, we throw events. I'm in a promotion group right now too.
Cool.
Yeah, Fourth Quarter Radio. Shout out to
big
Fourth
shout out
Quarter
to
Radio.
them. Big shout out to them, honestly. Can't forget.
Shout out to the homies. You know,
phenomenal people.
Yeah, definitely, bro. So we do promotions from North County, San Diego County, LA County, and then
there we go.
When we have events here in North County, like I'm just blessed. My boy, Hugo,
big shout out to him.
Yeah, big shout out to him, man. Like when we throw events, he told me, hey, buy a canopy, buy a table, a foldable table, a chair and shit, and a cash box. That way you could get your money. But since now it's all digital, like
a lot of it is Apple Pay, Tap Pay.
Yeah, I'm like, at the end of the day, I was like, fuck, I didn't need it, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. You might have somebody be like, hey, man,
I got some cash.
You got change. I got 100. You're like, today's my day.
Yeah. So, you know, he told me to get the stuff, and I went to got it, and then he's like, yo, we have an event in a couple months. Be ready. If you got to do new merchandise, get it. If you're running low on merchandise, get some more. And yeah, man, like I had my first pop-up show in Sounds by the Sea in Oceanside.
Was that your first event where I met you?
No, that was my second one.
Second one? Okay.
Second
I was going to say, is that the first one? That's crazy.
Yeah,
second one, okay.
No, that was my second one,
That's a blessing there, too.
Yeah. So that's where I'll be doing my pop-ups right there. And we actually have another one, bro, on July 17th.
Really? Yeah. Let's drop it in so we can get people ready.
Right. Yeah. July 17th at Sounds by the Sea. It's from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. Yeah, man, it's going to be different vendors. Right now, we're organizing everything. The homie's getting the flyer done right now. So hopefully by this week or tomorrow, we throw the flyer out.
I'll make sure I'll post it on Instagram. I'll put it on Around the Loop podcast too. So you guys are going to be seeing it. Man, you might even catch me out there too. I might just be popping up as well. So catch me out there as well.
Hell yeah.
And that's a big blessing. And honestly, I'm gonna be working on trying to get you on a future upcoming event too. So you guys are in for a surprise. I can't spill the beans where, but just stay tuned. You know, it'll be some old grounds for you. I'll tell you that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And honestly, I appreciate you taking the time to wanting to be on the show too, because I love sharing the stories. I love sharing where people come from, the origins and stuff, and to share that genuine connection as well. And I want to ask, is there any advice because I like to shine down on too for fathers,
right,
especially being a father. So what advice can you give out to new fathers out there, single fathers out there, or I mean, even if they're in a relationship,
Right.
What advice can you give to those fathers out there, especially going through this tough time?
Right. I mean, hey, just take care of your family.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a baby, you know, love them, cherish them, because they grow up so fast, bro. Like, so be there for them, especially that, man. Like, do what you gotta do to keep your family happy, and support your couple, you know, or your partner, you know, because time flies, man. Like, do it the right way, you know. Don't be fucking up around, you know, fucking around and all that, you know.
It ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it, bro. And stay solid, man. Like, be yourself with them, you know.
Appreciate
And then yeah, pretty much, man. Like, just make sure you always want to have something going on with your life too. Have a hobby.
Yes, and that's important.
Support each other too. You know, like, you can't just support your girl or the girl be supporting the boyfriend.
It takes two to tango. It's a team. It's a team. Teamwork.
Exactly. Teamwork, man.
You gotta have a solid team and a solid partner to get you there, because that's where, like, you say that a lot, and it's true, and I praise about it too, because if it wasn't for my love bug, I say it from episode to episode, if it wasn't for her support and everything, I wouldn't have gone this far. No, with her pushing me as far as I got, look where I'm at today, I couldn't believe it, and here we are today. So with having a strong support system behind you, it's very important. It's worth more than any dollar bill in this world.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
And so, you know, I want to ask, do you have any new merch coming out soon that people can tap in?
Yeah.
Be on the lookout. I'll be excited.
Yeah, like I told you, I'm working on the girls' shirts right now.
Got you.
I should be having the mock-up by tomorrow, bro.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
And then hopefully by next week or 2 weeks from now, because the process is that I send him the deposit. Once I send him the deposit, he orders the shirts.
Yes, sir.
And it takes him like a week and a half to get the shirts. And then once he gets them, we start to get printing.
And I want to ask you real quick. I won't say the exact shirt brand, because I mean we got to keep it a little secret.
Right.
But how did you come across finding the shirt for you? How did you come across that? Because there's so many different types of shirts.
Right.
How did you find the right one that isn't gonna?
I mean, I'll rock it, bro. Like I would always rock plain tee sometimes, you know. And I'm like, dude, if I get, once I start my clothing brand, this is what I gotta get.
Okay,
you know?
so you knew from the get-go.
Yeah.
Okay,
good.
I was curious because I was like, I've been rocking this T-shirt a few times already, and I've watched it already 3 times, and it's held up really well. It really has, and
the quality too. You know, it's screen
I love
print.
it. Yeah, no, I love it. And it doesn't get bacon neck. No, I love it too. And it's no, this is and I like it's like almost texture. You can kind of feel the you can kind of feel
the quality too. You know, it's not no heat press and all that shit. You know, it's screen print, so it's good quality. You know, so
because I'm looking forward to finding actually the right person to do screen printing. So I did a first variation of myself like a long time ago. I did some Around the Loop podcast shirts.
Oh hell yeah!
I made a couple, only I want to say maybe like 15 were ever made. Because it takes money to make them. Obviously, I learned that as an experience.
Yeah, definitely.
But I definitely would want to find my the right person, and I would want to reach out to your guy too about that. Because I do want to have some shirts too, or some podcast shirts. Cause I've seen it in person. I've seen the shirt in person now, and I have one of myself. So it's like, I want to see others be able to rock that too. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
or even new collaborations too with brands too. Because I would love to do like a Around the Loop podcast, Without the Mud collaboration, one-on-one, something special that it's like it really shows like, oh shit, this is limited. You can't copy it. Nope. It's one-on-one.
One-on-one and shit. Yeah.
So I would love to do that.
We'll do something,
yes,
man.
Yes, sir. I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that. So just to let you guys know, make sure you tap in with them on Instagram. I'll put the link here. You guys can't miss out. And honestly, this has been a phenomenal episode. I've enjoyed every single moment of it. And for you guys to understand, this is a normal human being too that just works very fucking hard for his earnings and stuff. And to let you guys know, he's a genuine person too. So if you guys ever need graphic designing or anything too, hit him up as well. Don't be scared.
Yeah, don't hesitate, man. Hit me up.
You never know what you're gonna get out of it, and it's nothing but great outcomes. I'll tell you guys that. I promise you guys that. And here on the Around the Loop, we only have nothing but the best. So thank you so much for being on this show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me,
Thank
bro.
you so much. And that's a wrap.